Few hours, Iran has also launched multiple missiles targeting Israel. And for more on this, let's speak to Rory Challens, who's live for us in Jordan's capital, Amman. Rory, multiple Iranian attacks, as we were saying there, including reports of shrapnel causing fires in several areas. That's including central Israel. Can you give us an overview of what's happened and the significance of the locations, but also whether the Israeli defense system is failing perhaps where it didn't before?
The most recent Iranian missiles seem to have caused damage across parts of central Israel. We're hearing of interception debris damage falling down in Bnei Barak and fires in Lod and Ramla too. Those are all areas in central Israel between Jerusalem and the coastal city of Tel Aviv. And strikes have been going on over the last 12 to 24 hours in all parts of Israel, from the north, the centre, and way down in the south. And actually, probably the most significant strikes over Saturday were in Eilat, right down in the south on the seafront. And we understand that a cluster munition there caused damage across at least 10 parts of the city. There were some injuries. One was a 12-year-old boy. The censor initially tried to keep things under wraps to a certain extent, but the real information got out because Eilat is just across the water from the Jordanian city of Aqaba, and people in Aqaba could see exactly what was going on in Eilat. They were filming videos. There was even an Al Jazeera Arabic team there that was filming too, and very quickly the information that the censor had tried to restrict was out in the public domain. But yeah, these cluster munitions are what's causing particular trouble for Israeli air defense systems, and they are using interceptors at an accelerated rate at the moment, but still things are getting through. The censor does keep a lid, as I said, on exactly what damage has been done, particularly if that damage is in any way militarily sensitive.
And what are Israeli officials saying about the war so far? I mean, it's 2 weeks in already.
They're bullish, and they are talking about how in the last 24 hours there have been 200 strikes on Israeli targets over the last 2 weeks. There have been 400 waves of airstrikes against Iran. We can listen to Israel Katz now, who's the defense minister, talking about what is going on from the government's perspective in this war and where they are next.
We're entering the decisive phase of the struggle between the regime's attempts to survive while causing increasing suffering to the Iranian people and surrender. Only the Iranian people can put an end to this in a determined struggle until the terrorist regime is overthrown and Iran is saved.
But behind that, there is perhaps not a particularly good thing that's happening for Israel in the finance side of things. So the Israeli government has just announced, or it's just been revealed, that they have basically put out $710 million in emergency classified defense spending. And they're funding that by cutting some government spending, and they're also funding that by cutting interest payments. Now, we don't know exactly what this is being spent on. That is classified. But the proposal says that, I'll read it to you here, it's a replenishment of critical combat inventory. As I was just saying, Israel is burning through air defense interceptors at an accelerated rate. So it could be that that is the crucial thing that the Israeli government is having to spend money on urgently. Could be other war spending as well, but we know this is a pressing concern because the government has done this in an unusual way. That the government basically called up government ministers to say to them, can you approve this, please? There will be some pointed questions when the Knesset meets to ratify this within the next 2 weeks. But it does suggest pressure on the Israeli government spending.
All right, thanks very much. Rory Challens there on the latest developments coming out of Israel. Well, more Israeli military